Today, we take the deadly Sturmtiger and put them up against the ocean's mightiest ships known as battleships to see how well these German land blasters carrying a whopping 380 kilogram mega explosive rocket consisting of 135 kilogram explosive mass can do against a variety of Sea Kings and their many 120 to 300 millimeter guns. Will land conquer the seas, or will it be the other way around? Today, we find out. In 3 rounds, we'll either add more battleships or Sturmtigers, depending on how the previous round went, and in our final round of chaos, you'll see where our contestants got to choose any ground vehicle they wanted with infinite respawns against a few blue water ships to see the most chaotic mess you'll probably have ever seen in War Thunder. In our first round, our contestant decided to use the USS Wyoming against 20 Sturmtigers. We let the battleship at least get past the bridge a little bit so everyone could be in range of each other. Let's see how this goes. Sturmtigers that placed themselves on the bridge having a little bit of a hard time getting their rockets down. Now our contestants couldn't do this, but in real life, with as many were on the bridge, the battleship could have probably just fired at the main support beams and caused the bridge to collapse, killing most that were on it. And it's just crazy seeing how big the explosions were as the shells from the battleship hammered down upon them, making them all seem like ants compared to such big guns being fired at them. It was interesting to even see when the Sturmtigers ranged it, and with the battleships being so big that some were still having a hard time aiming in and hitting such a massive ship. At this point, the battleship had been hit about 4 to 5 times, and so far only one Sturmtiger has fallen. One thing the Sturmtigers had to do is primarily be visible to the battleship, as the rockets fired from them could be done from behind cover, making it a little unfair. Amazingly, the battleship was only able to kill one Sturmtiger. I couldn't believe it. That was all it could do. And it was interesting to also see how hard it was for the battleship to hit such small targets in comparison. Because of how round 1 turned out, when we've added one more higher tier vehicle, it's made a big difference. We now have 2 battleships versus 20 Sturmtigers. Let's see if one more can make the big difference. Now, this aircraft carrier was just something that came with the custom downloaded map, and was funny to see just how much trouble it would give our battleship contestants. Both ships now enter past the bridge to start the match. Now, I think these Sturmtigers thought that the high ground on the bridge would give them more of an advantage and protect them, but started to realize that there wasn't as much protection once they started getting taken out.
I really thought the battleship could have quite easily wiped out one of these Sturm Tigers when being hit, but surprisingly were able to deflect more than what I had expected, especially when the USS Wyoming has 562 millimeters of penetration at 1,000 meters of distance. Our second battleship, being the German Scharnhorst, seems to primarily be the focus of the Sturm Tiger team, which have already gotten about 10 hits off the ship, and already has some of its guns broken. I think this guy was trying to keep his barrel up in the air while being hit, as if the Sturm Tiger rocket gets hit, can cause it to explode. Scharnhorst being taken out, only killing 2 of the Sturm Tigers. This is not looking good for the battleship team. I'm thinking a lot more help is going to be needed on the Blue Water team for the next round. But let's see what the last battleship can do before time runs out. Look at how big that shell is in the damage cam on the right, and showing it's not doing much damage.
And only taking out 5 Sturm Tigers collectively, this is incredible. We now bump it up to 4 ships in our 3rd round before our famous round of chaos begins. Can this be what it takes to balance a match between these two? Let's find out. This time one of the battleships spawned on top of the aircraft carrier and had me laughing so hard when I first saw this. Our contestant had to exit and re-enter the match to hopefully appear in a better area. Just giving these battleships such a hard time, the other ship was trying to slow it down to help him and ends up almost getting just run over. Who knew an aircraft carrier would be so deadly against battleships?
And wow, this battle already turning around with 3 Sturm Tigers already being taken out. From what we've seen, it only takes about 12 of these Sturm Tiger rockets to sink a ship. They may need to focus fire on one ship at a time collectively to help their side out, as the battleship team seems to be making a pretty good comeback this round. Trying to use the trees as cover, which is pretty smart, but the ship spotting their position from far away still quite easily. Watching this Sturm Tiger race down the hill once he was spotted and being shot at, I can only imagine what was going through his mind while running away. And two getting knocked out from the side at once. An amazing shot by a Scharnhorst. The 4 ships participating in this round that I forgot to mention are the USS Arizona, 2 Scharnhorsts, and 1 IJN Haruna. With 1 Scharnhorst being taken out and 8 Sturm Tigers left. And this map, with everyone spawning in the same spot, just launching people in different directions. Coming to an end, I'd say the battleships definitely made a comeback. We now go into our bonus round of chaos, where you're about to see almost what... There's no words to express what's going on here. Our contestants now get to choose any ground vehicle they want against a series of ships. Let's see how this goes. Now I just had to leave the music out, as the sound of what's going on is just crazy. The buildup of this round gets crazy, with it getting more and more chaotic. It especially helped with everyone being able to have infinite respawns this round. I'd be curious if you don't see the vehicle you would have chosen to fight in this against blue water ships. Comment below. I'd be curious to see if you think something else could have done better.
if this is the reason why. But this is probably why ground and naval are not in the same normal game mode. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Time running out and a total of 103 ground vehicles being killed compared to only 5 ships being killed. This was quite a round. Thank you all for that help, and thank you all to my patrons. You all stay cool and keep tanking.